I would like
to nominate.
I would like to nominate for discussion a band called the Wow Scenario.
What? Have you lost your mind?
Now, people, has anyone here heard of the Wow Scenario? James?
Yes.
Who are the Wow Scenario?
The Wow Scenario are Graham Wicks and James Acaster, and they were a band in existence in Kettering between 2004 and 2007.
So this was your band before you became a comedian?
Very much so, Josh, and I took it a lot more seriously than I should have.
What genre of music did you guys operate in?
Experimental jazz pop.
Do we want to hear some Wow Scenario?
Well,
yes, please.
Do you want to first? I've grabbed some stuff off Rolling Stone of their sort of top 10 bands of all time article. And if you want to hear a bit about them before hearing
let's hear a bit about them before then.
That's about right.
The Wow! Scenario.
Exclamation mark in the middle. That's amazing.
Who does that?
Godspeed You Black Emperor and The Wow Scenario. Yeah. The Wow Scenario were a two-piece...
The Go Team.
Yes,
Not funny,
correct.
The Go Team is another one.
Let's have accuracy over humour.
Whatever happened to the Go Team?
They're still going, mate.
Still making videos.
They're fucking brilliant.
Are we sure they didn't go the way of the Wow Scenario?
What, into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Thank you.
So let's take us through the Wow Scenario for people that...
The Wow Scenario were a two-piece experimental pop group formed in Kettering in 2004 from the ashes of post-hardcore heroes Three-Line Whip. Just to let you know, this is an absolute goldmine of terrible band names. Graham Wicks, formerly of Children of the Teeth. Not finished yet.
Their album
strap in, that is the least funny one.
Children of the Teeth. I think I'm going to be sick.
It's like you're describing a bad dream. I was in class and then the Children of the Teeth turned up.
It also turns out you don't need helium to get Widdicombe's voice to that pitch. Just mention an old Acaster band name.
So you weren't in Children of the Teeth?
I was not in Children of the Teeth.
Were they good?
They were a hardcore band. They were pretty good. All their songs were about a minute long and were about not following the rules.
Their album was all fillers, yeah?
Very good.
There he is. He doesn't speak much, but when he does, it's fucking good. Ollie Gunnar-Solskjaer, ladies and gentlemen.
I nearly made a terrible tooth joke.
What was it?
I'll make it.
Yeah.
Do it.
And they had very incisive guitars. Disney.
Fucking
wow. Awful puns, the list. That's an actual quote from a review I got this year. So, we have already got to their first...
Sorry, it's just that guy has been leaning over to see James for quite a while. And he finally gets to see what he looks like.
It's like Blind Date, mate.
So
you could have had.
We're still in the early formation of the band. Graham Wicks, formerly of Children of the Teeth, the new hardcore skiffle movement, and the Capri Sun Quartet. I mean, you summed up the voice of a generation.
We all really liked Capri Sun.
You weren't a tribute band to Orange Juice then?
If only.
I mean, not that funny, but come on, not that funny, but
in the Capri
it's
Sun,
a deep cut that people are going to enjoy.
You're in none of these bands,
I was in the Capri Sun Quartet and the new hardcore skiffle movement. Oh. And Capri Sun Quartet, we all had individual names where we had
like the Spice Girls?
Yeah, like the Spice Girls, where we would have our middle name as our first name, and the surname would be a flavour of Capri Sun. So I was William Strawberry.
And he's in tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Who were the other ones?
Ian Forest Fruits.
Ross Blackcurrant.
Richard Umbongo.
That's not a flavour of Capri Sun.
He just really hated Capri Sun.
Yeah. Can't
He was the
remember
rebel of the
everyone
gang.
else. Jacqueline Orange. Anyway.
Did you have, at your gigs, did you have a squash pit?
Lovely, lovely.
Absolutely welcome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, don't take the pith out of the band.
yeah.
That one was the last straw.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we move on? That wasn't one. That was just genuinely, can we move on?
We know that wasn't one. Can we move on? I'm not doing fruit puns.
isn't it?
There's such faith in Josh in the room that everyone would be going, it must have been a joke. All through James's story.
We probably just haven't eaten a move fruit. That's he knows what he's talking about.
So, and James Acaster, formerly of Pindrop, Charlotte's Own, and the Capri Sun Quartet.
Charlotte's Own.
Charlotte's Own band I was in at school. We only played the prom, and it was named after. We didn't know this. Everyone else in the band just thought it was just a nice name, but the lead singer, who was a girl called Samantha, named it after a popular girl she didn't like. And then they had a fight in the changing rooms over the name, where one of them scratched the other one's face really badly, and it had scratched face throughout the whole of prom. Brilliant band.
Why would you name your band after someone you didn't like?
Because I think she really wanted a fight, and she got what she wanted.
Should we hear a song and then talk about their first gig?
Yes. So can we hear some of the wow?
What song are we playing, Neil? Which one?
We'll find out when we play it.
I just want to know the
We
name of the
haven't prepped
song.
that far.
James, how would you describe this music?
Life-changing.
Can we hear some wow scenario, please?
Oh, it's instructions to the wizard's castle. Reverse guitars to begin with.
Sounds like Mogwai.
Thank you very much, John. Listen to the drums.
Skeletons stop shaking when silence starts to sing. It's these social situations you guide yourself
Me,
in.
drumming.
Whoever makes this look
Quite derivative of Children of the Teeth, really.
confidently, she interrogated me. Wow, has it pushed me into an evening so long? There wasn't any need to change or
Tough listen, isn't it?
Oh, it's not easy, mate.
Is that you singing?
I may also be singing. Not a good singer.
I think the wow scenario.
Yeah.
Technically, that was life-changing in that it made you decide to be a comedian.
It sounds like a sort of cross between Mogwai and Gorky's, which is amazing because it was only 7 years after the formation of those bands. So in many ways, you were ahead of, so...
You know, in that early section of the show, the fans will know anyone can play guitar. It'd be a great one for James, if he was down the line.
Try and play guitar.
No, it
the
was
feature-
celebrities that have released singles.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, because it was yeah.
Anyway,
we move on to their first gig. Their first gig was at the Northampton Picturedrome.
oh, terrible gig.
Now, every comedian will cry when you say those words because it's the worst gig that has ever happened. It's the only place where I have ever died as a compere, which is a fucking horrible scenario because you have to die every time you come back on.
I actually got an email after I did a gig at the Northampton Picturedrome, which said that I was one of the best compares the guy had ever seen, but it was then followed by the quote, despite what everyone else seemed to think.
Imagine doing a gig in a Wetherspoons where the audience are made up of people for whom Wetherspoons is too classic. The first gig at the Northampton Picturedrome, now home to one of the country's most revered stand-up comedy gigs, was host to the first performance of the Wow scenario. The boys would be supporting Northampton legends, the Retro Spankies.
We all know the retros, right? We all know the retros.
The gig was underattended, and most of the audience did not listen to them. It's very much similar experience to all comics, apart from the fact it's always full. In a desperate attempt to find their audience, the boys got stickers made that read, quote, "That's wow for now," and, quote, "The wow scenario, we do."
So Richard Hammond ripped off your idea. Is that what it
mate.
The latter being a deliberately obscure slogan the band was trying to establish in order to attract the right people to their gigs. The right people being those who didn't fear what they didn't understand. That is such a great mission statement.
It went really well.
After a long night running around Kettering on his own, putting stickers on bins, roadsides and lampposts, Graham was apprehended by the police and made to remove all the stickers with warm soapy water. Not dissimilarly to the guerrilla advertisers who used my posters in Edinburgh this year. Were made too, after the council were contacted. Hashtag Ed Fringe. Do you want to hear another song? Do you want to hear some more?
How much? Let's hear the rest of the description, then we'll finish with the song.
In 2007, which is very recent.
Yep, this was the year before I started stand-up in 2008. So, the end of the WoW scenario really drove me to some heavy shit.
In 2007, the band ran out of steam and decided... Because they'd been
Why
full
does
of
that make you
steam.
laugh so much, Simon?
He's imagined the band was steam powered.
All
That's what
very funny. It's all very funny.
In 2007, the band ran out of steam and decided to go their separate ways, but not before recording a 17-track studio album entitled Stand in the Star, a Verse and a Chorus, named after the instructions given to every contestant on TV's Pop Idol. The duo lived...
17 tracks.
17 tracks, 71 minutes long.
Did you have skit interludes like rap albums?
Every single one of those was a song, Ivo. It was a very, very long and hard listen.
Can I ask what some of the song titles were, James?
Some of the song titles, Write It Down, Mrs. Brown, Bamboozled Panfish.
Fuck, you're making those up.
No, the real names. Operating on the 49th Vibration. A Fridge Full of Fudge.
Fucking the Beans, that was another one.
yeah. Bean fucker. Glad the golf socks fit like feet gloves. Good song title.
That's a great song title.
These
These all sound like lines from your Edinburgh show.
The duo, this is an insight into the recording of the 17-track album, and anyone familiar with Captain Beefheart will know where they've got their recording tactics from. The duo lived in a recording studio in Hawley for a month, sleeping on the floor in sleeping bags, mainly eating cuppa soup and cheesy rice.
Captain Beefheart, when he recorded Trout Mask Replica.
He imprisoned the band in a recording studio for a month, and they lived on beans, and he gave them like $1 a day, and they created one of the greatest albums of all time. Stand in the Star, a verse and a chorus, had a similar effect. So I nominate them for the Paddock because it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life.
Shall we hear? Have we got one more track?
Yeah, we've got
Just
one
to
more.
finish off on the WoW scenario. One more track from the WoW scenario, please.
Oh.
Where am I?
Is this Fridge Full of Fudge?
No, this is Bon Voyage at Michu Royale.
Sounds like a massage CD.
Yeah.
My favourite type of music is music that sounds like it might be a mistake.
Now that does sound like Trout Mask.
Yeah. Lovely. Lovely, right?
It's a long intro.
God, I'm crazy every time I sing it.
I think that's enough of the WoW scenario.
He's just started singing.
Yeah, well, we are
Singing's the
under time
worst bit,
pressures,
mate.
and
Like-
fucking hell, it
like
takes
no-
long to get into those songs.
No, right, no bullshit. That sounds fucking incredible.
You love it.
I really do like it. Do you-
Oh, but-
can I have a CD?
Am I being set up for a joke?
No, literally, you're not. I've got
Seems at the minute,
shitty
it seems,
taste
it
in
seems at
music.
the minute that I'm going to go, yeah, do you want to go? We can shove it up your ass. In front of
Right,
everyone.
well, let's take it to a vote. Now, if you... we're going to have a vote whether they should be in the Paddock as one of the greatest bands of all time. I mean, it seems academic now, really, doesn't it?
I'm going for it.
Or whether
Yeah,
we're
go for
going
it.
to
I
rule
really
against
enjoyed what I
them.
heard.
Anyone in the audience?
As a
Matt,
team.
come
Hands
on.
up if they're in the
Yeah,
Paddock.
hands up if they're in the Paddock.
Okay.
That's not bad.
And hands up in the abattoir.
Abattoir. They were a poor imitation
And
of the
they have
Capri Sun
made it into the
Quartet.
paddock.
They've gone to the paddock, yes!
Who knew?